You are watching the Barstow Community College CTE Summer Camp Youth Film. The Barstow CTE Summer Camp is designed to give students an informative and fun introduction to career exploration, offering exciting classes,
presentations, and field trips.
So sit back and enjoy our 4-week adventure. Film Production and Marketing!
The film production and marketing class was taught by Miss Jane. This was a hands-on program that gave students an introduction to marketing strategies, teaching them to write their own press release using the 5 W's principle.
Then students practiced writing their own scripts, which they used to create a storyboard, with help from production designer David Brockers.
He shared his work and gave them tips on what it takes to become part of a film team.
Next up, they learned to handle a photographic camera and video camera, and set out to start shooting film on campus.
Including their own CTE commercial.
Summer Camp, Scene 3, Take 1. Action.
Attention all 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Need something to do over the summer vacation? Then come down to Barstow Community College for a CTE summer camp.
You get to learn about film production, robotics, BLM, and National Park Services.
Plus, community service activities.
The camp is from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. June 28th through July 25th.
It is fun, free,
Educational.
And it's here in Barstow.
CTE Summer Camp. Yeah!
With footage complete, students headed back to the computer lab to edit their work. Next up, students began working on voiceovers.
Finishing touches were added, including music, titles, and transitions.
Excellent. Let's listen.
And with the short film complete, students sat down to review their work.
Through the course of the week, students explored the career roles of a marketing manager, scriptwriter, production designer, location manager, cameraman, director, editor, and voiceover artist.
CTE!
Sandy Thomas, CTE manager, gave the group a presentation on interview skills and positive attitude.
In school, your attitude makes a difference on the success that you're going to do. So,
I think that attitude is very important because it doesn't, your attitude doesn't only affect you, it also affects the people around you.
Sandy invited the group to participate in improv interviews.
today, tell me a little bit about yourself. What grade are you in?
I'm going to be in 6th grade.
Okay, very good. Tell me, what are you getting out of the CTE camp here at Barstow Community College?
Well, I think the CTE Summer Camp also gives the students helpful skills that they might be able to use when they're older.
What do you think about that one? That's excellent. Okay, do you see all those cards?
Then students practiced their interview skills on one another.
The robotics class was taught by Mr. Shoemaker. In this class, we worked on robots called the NXT Mindstorms, using the method STEM, which is short for science, technology, engineering, and math. Students got experience in technology and in programming, which they found challenging and exciting.
Once the robots were assembled, they were hooked up to the computer for programming.
Then the robots were tested and a competition set up to find the best engineering team.
Doesn't work. Its head's falling off.
Robots rock. Students were given a tour of the Barstow Community College native desert garden with Dwight Calloway.
They learned how to save water by using native plants and zero landscaping.
And save money by composting.
You're going to start practicing the appearance that you need to emulate when you start getting into the market, the working market.
Cosmetology department treated students to their own personal makeover, including hairstyling, manicures, and pedicures. Ooh, that feels nice. This was a truly hair-raising experience for everyone.
Students visited the Mojave National Preserve to learn how this government agency directs the conservation of the wildlife and historic sites found in the Mojave National Preserve. The students were introduced to an endangered native fish called the Mojave tui-chub, originally found only in the Mojave River, and learned how the preserve are breeding the fish and introducing it to new water habitats like the Desert Discovery Center in Barstow, where they can log the fish and its development.
Then the students were taken outside with Neil Darby and shown how to track deer in the desert using radio transmitters.
Miss Dora taught a stewardship program called Leave No Trace, designed to enhance our outdoor experiences and protect our natural areas and wildlife.
So next time you're out hiking in the desert, don't take anything home with you except your photos.
This was a course at the BLM, Bureau of Land Management, where students were given a history of the agency by Miss Rose, who explained their activities to manage, protect, and improve our public lands to serve the American people. Then she took them on a scavenger hunt where they interviewed staff and learned about the diverse range of the BLM careers and shared their findings with the group.
Archaeologist Jim Shearer shared some artifacts and his personal job satisfaction. He gave students career tips.
You should really start thinking now what you want to do and start working towards that goal.
Then Rose led the group outside to inspect the first aid and rescue dune buggy, used at the Dumont Dunes recreation site.
Next, students learned about global positioning systems with expert Shelley, who took them out in the field to use the technology and showed them how it can be used to find locations and make maps.
Brad Maston explained visual resource management that uses design tools to blend new construction into the natural landscape.
Jim Hyden, I'm a sergeant with the Barstow Police Department. On behalf of Chief Diane Burns and also your instructor, Sandy, and the rest of the folks in this class, it's my pleasure to be here to talk to you guys. What I want to talk to you about, though, is I want to talk to you about bad choices. Whatever you want to do, if you do something now or if you associate with the wrong people now, could cost you down the road. How many of you really want a phone call from me, the police, calling your mom or dad asking you to come down, them to come down to the police department? What do you think would happen if I called your parents? Would they be happy? Would your parents be happy? The problem is, it is so competitive out there, and why do they get not hired? Because they got junk in their trunk. Again, this whole thing is talking about choices. This whole thing's talking about who you hang around. You guys are making the right choice, and gals, because you're in this program. You're in this program. You're learning. You're filling your free time.
The final week began with a tour of the Revolution's Family Entertainment Center, where manager Danny Jenkins gave the kids a tour of the facility, including restaurant, games room, and bowling alley.
He took them back of house to look at the mechanics of the bowling equipment. Then it was time for some bowling.
Everyone warmed up and mastered their bowling technique.
Then the lights went down and the competition began.
As well as having fun bowling, the kids learned about public relations, maintenance, catering, and marketing of the business.
And a fun time was had by all.
At Barstow Fire Department, the group were given a morning of activities with Jamie Williams and her team.
Because there's so much pressure in this bottle that if this wasn't on here, this would just pop its lungs.
They were taken outside to view the fire engines and trucks.
The ladder is 75 foot, so we could, pretty much any building here in Barstow this would get up to.
And looked at the life-saving equipment.
Then it was time to get wet, as Jamie gave the group a fire training exercise to complete. And the barbecue of hot dogs made the day complete.
On the last day of camp, the group were taken on a field trip to Kelso Depot in the heart of the Mojave Desert. The hosts for the day were National Park Service and Bureau of Land Management. Ms. Dora led the group on a tour of the center, which began with a film in the cinema.
Then she led them to the exhibit rooms and set them on a scavenger hunt to learn about the history of the area. Then the group headed to the basement to view a photographic display.
While the group had been involved in activities, a team from the BLM prepared a barbecue and treated the students to a tasty lunch. That smells good.
Miss Dora awarded prizes for the scavenger hunt, completing a perfect end to a fun day. And summer camp.
Well, that's the end of CTE Summer Camp, folks, but just the beginning of another year of CTE programs here at Barstow Community College. Classes range from cosmetology,
welding,
child development,
auto and diesel technology, and so much more. If you'd like to register for classes or need more information, call Sandy Thomas on 760-252-2411 or check out the website.
The end.
Career Technical Education. Live, learn, and earn locally with Barstow Community College.